Detroit media personality on the phone with us tonight, another legend in this business. Dick Purtan joining us tonight. Dick.
Good evening, Dad.
Well, hello, David. Hi, Joanne.
Good to have you with us tonight. Dad, you know, you worked in this building. WXYZ Radio was upstairs. Bill Bonds was down here. You were upstairs. What are some of your memories that you have of him?
Well, you know, it's funny. I remember the newsroom, the television newsroom was just down the hall from us. And Joanne, and Dave, you'd be amazed at how small the newsroom was at Channel 7. And those are the days, the glory days, with all those guys you've been talking about as the day has gone on here since Billy's heart attack became news. Under Phil Nye, that was the era that I remember the most, but it was a tiny newsroom just down the hall. You guys now downstairs, it's gigantic.
Yeah.
So it's amazing the things that came out of that newsroom, Billy, of course, being foremost. He was, as I perceived Billy, because I didn't work with him, everybody called him Billy that knew him, but I mean, he was a top-notch, passionate newsman, and you could tell that, but he had that touch of showbiz in him. I loved the pompous act that he always put on with people, and you know he would act. Well, I remember the Pistons game.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And do you remember, if you were there, Dave or Joanne? He'd show up. He never wore his overcoat as people do. He wore it over his shoulders.
Right, and
Yes, he did.
and the tie was off, and the collars would be up, and he was styling.
Oh yeah, he looked like at those Pistons games like an emperor who was surveying his court.
Yes.
And everybody noticed him, and that was the whole idea. Billy would wait until everybody was seated, and then he would come in, and you couldn't miss him. And there was so much about it. It was a little Ted Baxter in Billy, you know, in his probably a little bit on camera, because the camera loved him. They loved the blue eyes. He just came alive with the camera. And do you remember the little looks he would give the camera from time to time? It was that personal contact with the people at home that he had. He knew he had it, and he ran with it all the way. He was remarkable.
He connected with viewers because of those looks and his wit and his intelligence and everything else.
Yeah, just incredible. A legend in our time, never to be another Bill Bonds, Dick.
Never be another one. He was the best. He was the king. As I used to do at the various banquets that I might MC, and Billy was there when I introduced Billy, or he'd come up and speak, or I'd say, Bill, you're the king. You've always been the king. You always will be the king.
And he probably always agreed with you, too.
Exactly right. Dick Purtan, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Have a good
Dick
night.
Purtan joining us tonight to talk about the passing of the legend, the iconic Bill Bonds.